Hello, buddy. Ruckscards back with a video. It's going to be kind of a longer video. So those of you who are used to my breaks or reveals, not so much today. Occasionally, I'll do something out of the ordinary or different. This is, in this case, I'm revisiting and actually doing a second edition of my Philadelphia Eagles personal collection. It's one of my more popular viewed videos, and I'm sure most of them are Eagle fans. Or, obviously, if you're a subscriber to the channel, you collect cards, I would assume, and appreciate other people's PCs. Now, I'm going to start off going through these really quickly because these are just stacks of kind of lower end stuff, quote unquote, rookies, inserts, and so forth. And then we'll get into very shortly here because I want to go relatively quickly. Even though it's going to be a long video regardless because I got a pretty big Eagles collection PC. So let's get right into it and make sure you like and subscribe. Those of you who maybe do or haven't done so yet. It's a little bit of a glare, so I'll kind of try to angle these a little bit over to the side. So here's a Zach Ertz Prism. And again, I'm going to go through these quickly. Jalen Carter Prism Gear. We have another Jalen Carter Select Rookie. We got a Hertz Pink Rookie Mosaic. We got another Jalen Carter Orange Disco Rookie. Hugh Staley Wave of the Future. This is a Clyde Simmons and Reggie White Double Trouble card. It's one that I kind of picked up probably to show somewhere. It's not even an insert. It's just I believe it's just a common card, but have those two vintage Eagles on there. It's pretty cool. Jason Kelsey, team color match. Green Prism there out of Prism. Brian Dawkins, always looking for nice versions of these. Really after the refractors. It's tough to get these centered. This set is very difficult. But anyway, it's a Brian Dawkins rookie. Jalen Hurts rookie Prism. Another Hurts Select. This is not a rookie though, just a die cut color match Prism. We have a Quinyon Mitchell. Brian Dawkins Red Ice Prism. We have a Cooper DeJean Blue Scope. I think they call this an optic rated rookie. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Purple. I think this one was numbered. Yeah, numbered out of 225. This one is I believe this is Jake Elliott's Score rookie printing plate, 101. I'm trying to still verify this is rookie. It doesn't say the insignia on it. This was his rookie year. Prismatic. This is one of the variations. Cooper DeJean. There's a Kelsey. I don't think this is insert or short print. Could be, I guess. But it's out of just the regular Topps baseball. Kelsey throwing a pitch. And then a Ron Jaworski pink on the top scroll. Again, just wanted to go through those quickly. This is just me. Those of you who are watching, there's quite a bit of really good stuff. Just wanted to kind of get this smaller stuff out of the way. We've got a few more of these to go through here. Here's a continuing on. Quinyon Mitchell, Mosaic. Cooper DeJean, Blue Mosaic. USA, or the red, white, blue. I call it USA. Red, white, blue. Cooper Prism. Another Cooper, Topps Chrome. One of the parallels. Mike Quick in assorted Mosaic colors. One of my favorite Eagles receivers of all time. Mosaic Jaworski. Brendan Cunningham, same thing. Keep going match there. Pink and green. Here's a 175 and AJ Brown. Not impeccable. Illusions, rather. There's a red, white, and blue Devontae Smith rookie. Prestige rookie Devontae. Team color match. Mosaic. Pink, red rookie. Devontae. Here's Devontae. Mosaic orange. Optic. This is not a rookie. This is 69. I forget what they call this one. one of those rare parallels. Case hits, I think. Semi-case hits, I'm not sure. One of my favorite Eagles of all time. You'll see a lot of Garner stuff here, just because I PC Garner, one of my favorite Eagle running backs of all time. Cut him too soon. He had some better seasons with the Raiders and 49ers, Garners. These are pretty rare Garners. Like, these are tough. This Bowman refractor is very tough to get. It's not worth a lot, of course, because Garner doesn't have a lot of value, but these Bowman refractors, best, tough to get back in the day. Sean Jackson, Prism Team Color Match. Here's just a Prestige Heroes Brian Dawkins. All right, moving right along. Here's some Brian Dawkins rookies, just kind of lower end. These are potential grading in the future here. This is his clear rookie here, a couple copies. This is his Skybox, a couple copies of that. Zenith, a couple copies of a Zenith rookie. This is another Red Ice. You saw one earlier. This is one of the laser, I think. Bronze lasers, Dawkins. Team Color Match Dawkins. Thinking Green. There's some Reggie White rookies. A few of those. Another one is very tough to get centered. Just a couple of Eric Allen rookies. Just made it into the Hall of Fame. Eric Allen. Some Jalen Carter, Team Color Match rookie. Sorry, this is Jordan Davis. Here's Carter. Another Carter. Another Carter Prism. Silver Carter Prism, or Mosaic rather. Kobe Dean. Kobe Dean again. Nolan Smith, Team Color Match rookie. And then a Pete Retzlaff, just a common one of that right there. All right, like I said, I'm going to get the smaller stuff out of the way. Here's a few smaller autographs. Got a Will Shipley here. Aeneas Smith, who was just cut today, roster cut down day. So we'll see if he ends up circling back in the practice squad or not. But this may not. Just lost the video there for a second. If he, for some reason, no longer is legal, well, then he's going to leave the collection. But anyway, it's here for now, and we'll see if the Eagles bring him back. Tanner McKee, more than likely will be with another team next year. Tell you what, if your team needs quarterback, this guy's the goods. So, Tanner McKee. Kylie Ringo made the cuts, so he's still an Eagle. Might be the starting corner at some point this season. We'll see. Jordan Davis. I got to give it an Eagle. I do actually have this on. Typically just like only Eagle uniforms, but it's the exception to the rule at this moment. And Britton Covey, who was cut during the offseason. And he was just cut by the Rams today. The Eagles right now don't have a kick returner, punt returner. So will Covey come back to Philly? Possible. If not, this one will be leaving the club. All right. Now, for those of you who patiently waited, let's get into the bigger, and better things, as I say. Starting off, just make sure I got these split where I want them to be split. Yeah, I think I do. All right, we'll start off with one of the Eagles have one of the best autographs all around. The Hall of Famer Harold Carmichael. Beautiful card. Look at that autograph. And it's just one of the best. Puts his jersey number on it. Beautiful signature. Harold Carmichael. Eagles Hall of Famer. Here's Brian Westbrook. You don't see many of his autographed rookies. Here's his contender rookie ticket. B West. My favorite cards. Another B West rookie auto. This is his Bowman Chrome rookie autograph. This one here I picked up at a show several years ago. This is his press pass auto. And his, obviously his college uniform. This one I picked up recently. I've only had it for probably less than a year, maybe a year. It's a beautiful card. This is on Spectrum. Or Spectra, whatever it's called. Look at how beautiful this card is. This card not dance or what? On card auto, which is what I always prefer. You'll see that most of my autographs are on card in this PC. Some are not, but for the most part, I try to get just on card. Beautiful B West auto, number out of only 30. Make that out. Focus, camera, focus. That's hard to see. You have to take my word for it. Oh, there we go. It's better. 35. 9 of 35. Just one of my favorite. Just look at that card. It is outside of a color match, team color match, but even the blue. Eagles have a little kind of a blue tealish in their green. It's not just a straight green, so it's pretty close to color match, even though it's not green. Bill Berge, rest in peace. He passed away I think a year or two ago. On card auto of our linebacker back in the 70s, early 80s. On card. One of my favorite Eagles of all time. When I first became an Eagles fan, he was our running back, Wilbert Montgomery. Nobody will forget that first play from line of scrimmage in the 1980 NFC Championship game where he took the ball and went about 75, 80 yards to the end zone. Eagles ended up going out to the Super Bowl here and unfortunately losing to the Raiders. But anyway, Wilbert Montgomery, my favorite all-time Eagles. And then I guess we finish up with Harold Carmichael again. So different Harold Carmichael on-card autograph. And now that that's another reason I like to go through my PC is to get these cards back in order. All right, moving on, folks. And there's some cards in here that, I'll have to explain why I have in my collection because you'll be like, yeah, I know that guy was an Eagle, but it wasn't all that good. Yeah, true. Sometimes there is, and I'll give you the story. I'll share with you the story. Let me get this guy out of the way first because then the rest of it's all Eric Allen's here. Freddie Mitchell. Here's one, for example. Here's his rookie ticket. Freddie had a very short career. He was basically a first-round bust of the Eagles, but he made the playoff catch, the 4th and 26, the famous play where the Eagles had to go for it in desperate times, ended up going on to win the game, mainly because of that completion. He also had that Monday night catch when McNabb scrambled with the ball for about 14 seconds, avoiding the Cowboy rush, ran across the field one way, came all the way back, ran across the other side of the field, and then launched like a 70-yard bomb to Freddie Mitchell, who caught it. So a little nostalgia for Freddie. Certainly not a lot of value in this card. All right, now to the newly crowned Hall of Famer, Eric Allen. Eric Allen is one of my all-time favorite Eagles. I have been pushing what I can, at least a little small voice that I have, for Eric Allen to get into the Hall of Fame for years, over a decade. There's some players in the Hall of Fame, some corners that are in there that he's better than, clearly was better than. So I've watched some of these players, like Aeneas Williams, just as an example, Barber for the Tampa Bay, and even Darrell Green. Look at their stats. Now, Darrell Green, obviously, I'm not trying to say he's not a Hall of Famer or anything like that. Obviously, he returned the ball. He was a good special teams guy, too, which Eric Allen didn't play special teams. But you look at their stats, career stats. Let's take a look at them. And, anyway, there's no debate anymore because Eric Allen's finally in the Hall of Fame. Figures I start a video and my phone won't stop freaking beeping. Apologize for that. So, Eric Allen, this card I've probably had for 30-something years. Close to it anyway. And signed Pro Line Live. Those who've been collecting a long time will remember these cards. So These two I've had in my collection for a long time. They really were like the only Eric Allen autos I had for a long time. This one I had for a long time. Also, again, different year, Pro Line. Another hand numbered 1225 this time, Eric Allen. So really, those are only three for a long time. And then this one I picked up at a show. This was one of the Topps archives. Eric Allen on card. All these are on card, which is, well, not all of them, but at least those first four are. And now, because he got to the Hall of Fame, of course, this year, there's a bunch of new products that have Eric Allen in the product. So these are all new. These ones I'm about to show you, new within the last several months. So here's an Eric Allen Signature Series out of Optic. These are beautiful cards. Eric Allen. These are stickered autographs, obviously, so that kind of is the only drawback. This is a mirror green, I think, out of 199. Eric Allen. This one's a silver Prism auto. The blue Prism auto. Same card, just parallel. And finish off with the Obsidian Eric Allen. Beautiful cards. So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Let's get another one to get a nice solid 10. 9 Eric Allen autographs. Congratulations, by the way, long awaited for Eric Allen to get into the Hall of Fame, which is a shame that it took him this long. Just make sure. Okay, we'll stop here. All right, folks, Eagle fans especially. How about some Randall Cunningham, shall we? This card here I actually picked up, I think, at the National, if I remember right. I think, yeah, this was at the National. No, it was. This one wasn't at the National. That one coming up that I picked up at the National a few years ago. This one I picked up at a local card store, rather. Epic Legends, Pink, Spectra. Again, Spectra makes really nice cards. Game jersey, game worn, I believe. This is super rare, too. This is out of only 15. 11 of 15. Just missed his jersey. Get this camera to focus. You see that, right? 11, 15. Two-color patch, a little bit of the white in there. And like I was saying, enclosed player worn materials guaranteed. So, as we all know, fortunately, Panini especially, but even stuff like National Treasures and all that kind of thing. Some of the Panini too, I think. A lot of these are now no longer game worn. They're basically just jersey from Dick's Sporting Goods they cut up. Game worn, not in this case. Out of only 15. Here is, I just kind of got a peek at the next card. But anyway, here's the one that I got at the National. Out of only 25. I remember trying to talk this guy below $100. He wouldn't budge. I think I offered him like 75. I think I ended up still getting it at 100. This one's not on card auto. Randall used to not sign. He started to sign a little bit more. He still doesn't have a ton of autographs out there. But this is Dunruss team color match, which is obviously what makes the eye appeal of the card. Really nice card. Got the old Eagles logo on it. Very sharp. Got a couple of nails. Yeah. All right, here we go. Speaking of National Treasures, here is a notable numbers of Randall. Piece of jersey card in there. It's got some like game markings on it, which is kind of cool. Not a clean swatch. It's got some, game worn. I don't know what you call it. Game worn scarring. I don't know. But it says the enclosed piece of jersey was cut from an authentic jersey, personally worn by Cunningham in an official game. That's what I mean. So this is actually, in an official game, and like I said, it's got some. It's not really dirt. It looks like coloring. maybe the other team's colors, or maybe, I don't know, whatever. Sharp card, numbered out of only 15 again. 10 of 15. Super rare. A Randall. Told you I got some serious heat for Eagle fans. Keep it in the camera here. Here is another Cunningham. Two-color game-worn jersey. Out of Impeccable. Enclosed player-worn material. Numbered out of 50. 7 out of 50. Here's a rookie of Cunningham. I would get it graded. It's so centered perfectly. However, it's got a little bit of a black smudge right there. So that's the only reason why I haven't got it graded. Otherwise, this thing has got sharp corners, center, and everything else. But because that little smudge down there, previous owner had got some kind of ink on it, or it's a printing. That could be a printing ink, printing mark, whatever. Anyway, Cunningham rookie. Seth Joyner, the next guy will be campaigning to get to the Hall of Fame now that Eric Allen's in there. This guy, just a beast of a linebacker during the Buddy Ryan years. To me, he's borderline Hall of Fame, but, call it a bias. I think he should be in. I think he was that good. He was that much of an impact linebacker. But, it's debatable. It's not. Now, unlike Eric Allen, who should have been in, Gary, easily, should have walked in. I will admit that Seth is more of a borderline Hall of Famer, but to me, I put him in. Anyway, out of the Mosaic scripts, got 2 of these. Because again, Seth doesn't sign a lot of stuff. So when I found out that he was in this Mosaic, this is a couple years ago, a few years ago now maybe, I pounced on it and started buying. So here's Willie T. Those of you who watched the Eagles get back in the early 90s, mid-90s maybe. Willie T. What's cool about this one is it's also got one of my favorite non-Eagle players. Unfortunately, he's not in his Detroit uniform, but Chris Spielman, who was, I think, in the Detroit front office now. But Spielman was a great linebacker for the Lions, and he finished his career, obviously, with the Bills. But it's cool to have his auto both on card and this Stadium Club co-signers from back in the day. Keith Byers, that same Mosaic. So it was a long time that I had another Byers autograph. This one is, sticker version. Because I've had this one for a long time. I've had this one for over 20 years, 25 years maybe. You can't see, this is the other thing about the Proline autos. It's like hit the camera again. These Proline autos, you can't really, if they're wearing anything black, autograph just disappears. But it's an on-card auto, Keith Byers. Back in the good old Proline years. All right, so that's that. Continuing on. Where do we go next, sir? We'll go right here. Next stack. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Please like and subscribe, especially you Eagle fans out there. But again, hopefully there's some other collectors out there that appreciate seeing what I have here. It's pretty awesome personal collection here for just one team. I mean, I have a PC that's separate from the Eagles. This is just my Eagle stuff. So here is Clyde Simmons, again, another guy who doesn't sign much. Started signing. This is the first auto I've seen of him. And it's on card, which is really, again, Topps Arts. A few years back, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago now, this was in there. Can't remember what year. But anyway, on card of Clyde Simmons. Very underrated pass rusher. He was totally overshadowed by Reggie White, which, anybody's going to be. But Clyde the Glide Simmons auto. And again, you'll be familiar with this Mosaic here because, Clyde signed the Mosaic, so I had to, of course, get that. Certainly, this is my favorite of the two because it's on card. But we got a Clyde here. All right, Deshaun Jackson. Those of you who remember the Topps this year, the red ink autos were super rare. So I got Deshaun Jackson rookie auto in the red. I've had this card really since I think I bought it his rookie year. So on card, which is always again preferred. Here is this one I picked up recently. I mean, when I say recent, within the last probably 2 years, 3 years, maybe. I guess it's not really recent, but compared to some of these other ones, like this one, like the one I just showed you, I've had this since rookie year. So relatively recent is Spa. SP Authentic. Always a sought after, So, try to get it so it's not so blurry. Great. Now it's a focus. Or focus. Pretty cool card there. I wish it was a, multicolored patch. But, Here's a Deuce Staley. Always loved his autograph. Your name's Deuce. Why not sign it with a 2? So Deuce Staley on card. 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 How about that? Any Deuce Staley fans out there? All right. Continuing on. We have a gold LaShawn McCoy and Jeremy Maclin. Rookie autos. Bowman Sterling. My phone continues to beep. This is out of only 75. 74 of 75. Pretty cool. We have really nice patch here. This is out of National Treasures. On card, Sean McCoy, borderline Hall of Famer. I think he's truly borderline. I think go either way with McCoy. Numbers are up there, though. His numbers really are there. It's just tough for running backs to get in. But he's a bona fide borderline Hall of Famer. We'll see if he gets in someday. But nevertheless, he was a great running back, regardless. And this is a sweet patch with the, get the eagle crown on there. This is out of 99. National Treasures rookie auto. Sean McCoy. Is this a rookie though? Yeah, it is because he's in number 29. The jersey, I'm curious. It tells us the jersey is. Yep. Oh, it's event worn. Okay, so the jersey on this one is event worn. So that means he still put the jersey on, but it's not a game used jersey. Here's another McCoy. Spa. As an SP Authentic. 2-color patch. At a $9.99 on card. And then we have his playoff contenders. Should have 2 of these. One of them I never got. I had a redemption, sent it in. Never got it. Barked at them, tried to fight it. They still never sent me. So I think they ended up sending me something else. So thanks a lot. Anyway, still have one. I had to get it at a show. But on card, contenders auto. McCoy. Here is a Ultimate Rookies out of just $199. On card again, Sean McCoy. Talked about the red auto earlier. Here's the red auto of LaShawn, rookie premier. On card, red auto, rookie. And finish off McCoy with his rookies and stars. Freshman orientation rookie. This one's a sticker auto of McCoy. Nice patch, though. All the colors there. green, silver, black, and white. And again, it was worn during his rookie premiere, so it's the jersey that he had on for that event. All right. So there's McCoy. I mean, Eagle fans, if you guys don't like and subscribe to this video, what the heck's wrong with you? Seriously. There's no excuse for you guys. Everybody else, I hope you like and subscribe. It was just time for me to go through my Eagles PC again. So I hope you're enjoying it. Plenty more to go, folks. Just trying to keep these in some kind of. All right. So, talked about Reggie White earlier. I'm sure you guys know that you can't have, and I know some rookies were there earlier, but you can't have a PC of the Eagles without probably the greatest player ever put the Eagles jersey on. I know it's kind of debatable too, Chuck Bednarik. But for me, it's Reggie White, greatest defensive end ever to play the NFL, ever play in the NFL. What's cool about this one, see right there, words I've been talking about, game-worn jersey, Reggie White. So that is as cool as it gets. Grew up watching Reggie White. And it's fortunate to see pretty much his whole career. So to have a game-worn jersey of him here, that's about as cool as it gets. Now, the next thing is very interesting, and I'm looking for help out there, folks. All right, so this set I'm trying to put together. It's a tall task because there's a lot of forgery and fraud with this card. And I'll show you exactly what it is. Those of you familiar with it, you probably know what I'm talking about. There's 10 in this set. Now, these are very common, the unautographed ones. Unautographed being the key. The 92 Fleer Ultra. I've opened up boxes trying to just get one of these. I've never been able to get a single one. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to go buy them on my own. Here's the trick. And by the way, again, there's 10. I have just 4 of the 10, but I'm looking for the other 6. So if any of you happen to have one out there and see this video or know someone who has it and is looking to get rid of it, now I'm not buying them at super expensive costs, I have to say. You know, I know what my, you know, I will pay a fair amount for these, but I'm not going to, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, so no one's going to, you know, rob me blind. But I will say this, look, if anyone else is collecting these, look out, because there's a lot of fraudulent Reggie White autos on this card out there. In fact, on eBay, you see them all the time, and they're the same person from like the Philippines. And I don't know how eBay hasn't shut them down yet. So you see a lot of these being sold by somebody in the Philippines. Sometimes they actually have the real one, but a lot of times they don't. And actually, there's 2 or 3 right now from, I think, Probenstein or was it DC Sports, one of the consignment shops, which are very reputable for the most part, that are selling. I don't think they're maybe aware of it. That are allowing their, basically they're selling the not authentic autographs. This is very hard to tell on these cards, but when you have a keen eye like I have, because I'm very familiar with the card, you'll know. Let me see if I can, see, this is how hard it is to even tell because you really need to look at it from a certain angle. Let me see if I can get this one. All of these are authentic. Just trying to see if I can get the seal here. There's a stamp, and then we're more or less an embossment on the cards. And this one's going to be very hard to see, of course. It's actually right in between. Let's see if we can find it here. It's right between the John at the end of the John and the 3 and the 316 or whatever. That's where it is. It's again, it's so hard to tell. I'm trying to see if I can get it at an angle. You can tell on this one. You can't. Well, maybe there you kind of can. You kind of see it right here. But again, you probably won't with the video. don't have the best camera, but it's right there. You'll see a little bit of where it says Fleer embossed, and you probably can't see it, but it's right where I was pointing, right there, right across there. It says Fleer. Very tough to see, but there's a lot of them out there, folks, that don't have that on there. And like I said, there's gazillion of these cards because you get like a ton of them in a box, not autographed, of course. And obviously, you got the people out there that are trying to scam people, and they're just writing his autograph in there and trying to sell it as authentic without the stamp. The stamp is what obviously is what makes this the real deal. Anyway, sorry to belabor that point, but just ticks me off. People that are, this one's easier to see, I think. Again, it's between, this one happens to be the same spot. Now, okay, see that? Much better on this one. It's easier to see. See the Fleer embossment right over the N and John into the 3? That's the embossment. It's easier to see on this one. That's the Fleer stamp embossment that certifies the autograph. And you can see it on this one much better. All right, so those of you who are not believing me or skeptical because you're going to see it on the first card, you can see it on that one. So here's the third, and these are all, again, you can see it here. It's a little bit different spot in this one. It's right underneath his knee. See the Fleer? I mean, hopefully it's not as grainy. The video might be grainy on YouTube, but it's right below his knee. His lower knee is where it is on this one. All right. So anyway, any Eagle fan that are collecting these like I am, look out for that. There's a lot of fakes out there. This one here is right. The first one was the one that was tough to see. This one here is right in between the 3s. And again, just right over the end. See the Fleer there. That's better if you turn it that way. See? I see it there. It's embossed. Anyway, so I'm looking for these. All right, folks, and there's 10 of them. I have 1, 4, 7, and 8. So if anybody has any of the others that I'm willing to part with and give me a good price as a fellow Eagle fan, if you're not an Eagle fan, let me know, send me a message, and maybe we can work a deal. We trade for it, cash, or whatever. But I'm trying to complete this set, and it's tough. It's probably been 5 years and I only have 4 cards. So averaging less than a card a year. All right. Sorry about that. I spent a long time on it, but it's important. Next up, longtime Eagle fans, and actually you don't even have to be a longtime Eagle fan because he's been the commentator alongside of Merrill Reese for many, many years. But if any Eagle fan saw this guy play, in my opinion, he is still the best Eagles wide receiver of all time. Now, A.J. Brown might have something to say about that by the time he's done. I still have Mike Quick over him because he's done it for more years in the Eagle uniform. And unfortunately, Quick had a major knee injury back then, tore the ACL, all that in his knee. And back then, when you had that injury, you didn't really return to the same level that you do nowadays. It was a much more severe injury and not as quick to return. And of course, you weren't 100% like they are nowadays or close to it. So anyway, I went nuts on these mosaics. Team color match. Okay, 2 Mike Quicks there. Mike Quick doesn't have any on-card autos. Every Mike Quick auto that you're about to see, they're all sticker. So I still don't have an on-card of Mike Quick. So, this spans many years. These Quicks that I'm about to show you. So I don't know. He just doesn't sign anything on card, I guess. There's a blue version there. There's a orange or whatever version there. On the mosaics. And here's some other ones that I have. And again, they're all stickers. This one's out of only 75. See 75 there. Mike Quick. Select. Team color match. It's almost every single one is the same photo, too. It's a little different photo, though. a young Mike Quick right there. This is one of my favorite ones. Out of only 49 Legends, someone I've had the longest. These next two are the ones I've had. Again, sticker, even back way back when they signed these, they were sticker autos. And we'll finish with this one. This one almost looks like it's not a sticker auto, but it's out right there. But they did a good job this year of almost making it look like it's not a sticker auto. Okay, so anyway, there you go, Mike Quick. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, 9 seems to be the secret number for me in autographs. 9 Eric Allens and 9 Mike Quicks. All right, coming up next, this is when we get into the Super Bowl team. So what I started to do the year the Eagles finally won the Super Bowl is get an autograph of every Eagles player on the roster. Now, I actually haven't, I actually have not added to this in a while. I need to kind of focus on it. Kind of haven't really been focused on finishing. But I have most of the main starters, I have to say. Still some key guys missing. But anyway, I'll show you what I got. So this is from the 2017-18 Super Bowl champion Eagles team that beat the Patriots. So here we go. Leading us off, Chris Long. This is out of focus, man. Come on. Focus. Chris Long. I think it's the reflection. Chris Long auto. I thought this was numbered, but yeah, it is. It's out of 249. 249. There's the focus. 249. And I think this is game one patch also. Yep. Game one material, so that's pretty awesome. Chris Long had that critical play in the NFC Championship game. Here is Jason Kelsey. One of my, I used to have 2. I did end up selling one. I like this one better, so I did sell a Kelsey autograph recently, within the last 3 months or so. I let one go. So now I'm down to just this last one here. On a 99 material monikers at a Leaf Limited. This is also a game-worn jersey. We have Lane Johnson out of only 25. Future Hall of Famer, much like Kelsey. Cool, rare Lane Johnson autograph there. We have Malcolm Jenkins on card out of 50. I don't know if Jenkins will get in the Hall of Fame. He was great safety for many years, but he might be a borderline guy. I'm not sure if even I would vote him in, but he's close. This guy was basically a practice squad player that occasionally played, made some pretty key catches. Was always on the chopping block every year, but always ended up making a team. Greg Ward Jr. was on the roster for the Super Bowl. So here's his contenders rookie. Michael Kendricks was the starting linebacker on that team that won the Super Bowl. $5.99. Vinny Curry. I always love how Vinny Curry ended up winning the Super Bowl for the Eagles. He grew up an Eagles fan. So how about that? First time Eagles won a Super Bowl, an actual Super Bowl. They have a bunch of, I think they have 3 NFL championships, but they never had the Super Bowl. Here's Vinny Curry, grew up an Eagles fan, ends up being drafted by the Eagles, and ends up winning a Super Bowl, first one for his favorite team. Pretty cool. Contenders 2012 rookie auto. There's another Vinny Curry. So continuing on with the Eagles Super Bowl team. Again, I have not completed the whole team. It's a challenge to do it, but working on it. Here we go. late addition to the Eagles. Not only played for 1 year, I think, for the Eagles, but then winning Super Bowl with us. LeGarrette Blount played well in the Super Bowl as well. What's cool about this card? It's hard to find an Eagles signature because he only played that 1 year with the Eagles in an Eagle uniform. You can even see on here it says the Lions because he actually that year was a Lion before he was an Eagle. Or he ended up going to the Lions after the Eagles. I forget. But either way, you see how it's Lions on there. But he's in an Eagles jersey, which is the most important thing for me. And, of course, he was on the Super Bowl team. Future Hall of Famer Jason Peters. Again, back to that mosaic. First ballot Hall of Famer for sure. And here is the man who did it. Took over. Carson Wentz won us the Super Bowl. Mr. Nick Foles. Player game-worn jersey, rookie, top finest autograph of Nick Foles. Hard to tell, but it's only out of 250. Nick Foles got the job done, folks. And I still, to this day, don't think Carson Wentz, as great as the season he was having, knowing how mentally soft he was, I don't think the Eagles won a Super Bowl this year with Carson Wentz. We'll never know, but I don't think so. I don't think so. We learned a lot about Wentz when the chips were down, what kind of quarterback he was. So I really don't think the Eagles would have won a Super Bowl that year. I don't know. I'm sure that's something that might tick off some Eagle fans or some Wentz fans out there. But I really don't know if the Eagles would have made it the whole way, especially that shootout with Brady. I don't see Wentz winning that one. Sorry. But Foles, mentally tough. It's weird. He just never could catch on anywhere else other than in Philly. He was drafted by the Eagles, had a year where he had like 28 touchdowns and 3 picks. Is in the Hall of Fame for the most touchdown passes in a game, with tied with Peyton Manning. And he didn't even play most of the fourth quarter in that game. The Eagles pulled him out. It's just one of the most strangest NFL careers, Nick Foles, but he is forever embalmed in Philadelphia. Forever. And here's another rookie. This is out of Rookies and Stars. Rookie auto, I should say. Keep it in the camera. Here's another Nick Foles auto rookie. This one's out of, I think, 5-star. Only 100. This one's on card, which is obviously awesome. And then, speaking of Mr. Wentz, National Treasures. This card was worth a ton of money there at one time. Only 25 of these. Rookie gear. Definitely in the red in this card now. But sweet with the jersey. If I can get this thing to focus. It's not focusing. Not focus. There we go. So there it is. Nice 3-color patch. On-card auto, Wentz. I think I paid close to $300 for this card back then. But obviously he was on the Super Bowl roster, and let's be fair, he was the reason why the Eagles, made it to the playoffs that year. He was going to be the MVP until he got hurt of the season. We'll never know if he was going to be able to finish the run. Nevertheless, important part of the team. Make no mistake about that. And let's see. Obviously, some of these autographs, I couldn't get them in an Eagles jersey because most of the time they only sign an autograph their rookie year. And Torrey Smith obviously was a Raven, a different bird, not an Eagle. Torrey Smith had played well in the playoffs. Made some huge catches. That one in the corner of the end zone, the NFC Championship game. I was at that game. That happened right in front of me, actually. I mean, I was way up in the boonies of the stadium, but I was sitting in that corner of the end zone. Torrey Smith caught the bomb on the give and go where he handed it off and then was pitched back. All right. Moving along. This is still the Eagles Super Bowl edition. What we're getting into here. Here we go with longtime Eagle, borderline Hall of Famer, Fletcher Cox, new generation certified red, mirror red, rookie autograph, Fletcher. Out of 350. Here's another Fletcher auto. Pretty cool card here. This is out of only 35. Jersey black signature. And then we get the BG, Mr. Brandon Graham. Obviously ended up being an Eagle icon. He'll be in the Eagles Hall of Fame, but he won't make the Pro Hall of Fame. He's not carried away. But, obviously an all-time Eagle great. Brandon Graham on card auto when he was at Michigan at $5.99. Now you might be saying to yourself, "Get him in an Eagle jersey." Okay, well here we go. Those of you who may not remember that his rookie year he was actually number 54 before he ended up being 55. This is his elite rookie out of $4.99. BG, same exact photo, ironically, out of Rookies and Stars. Longevity rookie. His auto is on there. It's hard to see. There it is, the BM. It looks like BM when he signs it, but his auto is there. So this is his rookie auto out of Longevity rookie auto, which is a parallel. And it's out of only $249. BG. Sidney Jones, folks. Yes, he was on the team. He ended up being a bust player, but he was on the Eagles roster, Super Bowl roster, so hence he's in the collection. Nelson Aguilar. This is a sweet patch auto out of only 25. Nelson Aguilar on card, rookie patch auto out of National Treasures. Played well in the playoffs. Really did. He's actually he's cut himself out a pretty decent pro career. Nelson Aguilar, rookie, National Treasures, rookie patch auto out of only 20. Here's Mr. Timmy Jernigan. He was our defensive tackle, starting defensive tackle on the Super Bowl team. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, they just won a Super Bowl again last year. Are we going to do the same thing? Probably, but I haven't even started. I mean, I got some autos from that team, of course, but I got to finish the first Super Bowl first. And that's a good problem to have, isn't it? Once they win their third Super Bowl, it'll be even a bigger problem. Here is Jay John. Obviously a key player that year. Big pickup at the trading deadline from the Dolphins. Jay John. All right. Continuing on, this is going to wrap up the Super Bowl edition. Take a little drink here. Getting a little parched. All right. Mr. Strip Sack, fumble recovery. The big strip by Brandon Graham, the man who picked it up, was Derek Barnett. His rookie. This card actually pulled. There's quite a few other cards there that I pulled that we've gone through so far. Well, I say that, but I don't know how many I've really pulled. I take that back. Not many. Not many. Most of those I've purchased of everything we've seen so far. This one, however, I pulled. Derek Barnett, certified out of only 99. Autograph. I was a big Barnett fan. A lot of people fans didn't like him. I mean, I'll always love him for that fumble recovery. Need someone there to scoop it up. It was a huge play. But, a lot of Eagle fans just couldn't stand it because he got so many penalties. Which, of course, I didn't like, but I wasn't didn't want to run him out of town. I thought he was a decent player. All right, Corey Clement. Talk about Super Bowl hero. I mean, this guy, I was a big Clement fan. It's too bad he didn't stay with the Eagles. But, man, you want to talk about a guy who flashed in the pan at the right time. Holy smokes. This guy had one of the biggest plays in the Super Bowl, the play that set up what is one of the most famous Super Bowl calls ever, Philly Special. Remember, this is the guy who brought it all the way down inside the 5. And he also made that awesome catch just in bounds in the end zone as well. Corey Clement. I mean, this guy, again, very short stint, flash in a pan type career with the Eagles. But, man, it didn't come at the right time. This is green color match. Prism. And I wanted to say this was numbered, but I don't see a number on here. Just a beautiful team color match card of Corey Clement. Obviously, on the Super Bowl, not only that, but important key role in the Super Bowl. I pulled this one. Zach Ertz, Contenders rookie auto. Obviously, a huge player, caught the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. Non-card. If he has a few more good years, maybe 2 more really good years with the Commanders, he has a shot being a Hall of Fame. I would say he's on the outside looking in. Jordan Hicks, a lot of people don't remember he was on the team. He got injured early in the season, tore his knee, he was out for the year. Never got to play in any of the playoff games and missed most of the season, like I said. But was on the team. This is rookie Contenders auto. Jordan Hicks. Wendell Smallwood was on the team as our third running back. So, of course, had to get his autograph. There it is. Rookie Contenders. Wendell Smallwood. Didn't catch on with anybody else after he left the Eagles. And the Green Goblin himself, Jalen Mills. Rookie Contenders auto. Played very well. I mean, I always liked Jalen Mills. Physical, tough player. Didn't really have a lot of the attributes you look for in a cornerback, but the guy played his ass off. And I always liked the Green Goblin. All right. Well, that, like I said, concludes the Super Bowl team. Now let's get into some additional fun stuff. How about vintage, folks? A little bit of vintage. Not that the card is so much vintage, but the player certainly was. How can you have an Eagles PC without an autograph of, again, arguably the greatest Eagle of all time? Certainly one of the best players in NFL history, along with Reggie White, Mr. Chuck Bednarik. Concrete Charlie, on-card auto, Hall of Fame in 1967, the last NFL 60-minute man. Chuck Bednarik. Rest in peace, Chuck. One of the greatest Eagles of all time. You got that. How can I have an Eagles PC without his autograph? How about a little Jaws? Cue the Jaws music. Folks, somebody have it? The Eagles version of Jaws, Mr. Ron Jaworski, who I was able to meet at the National in New Jersey about 4 years ago. Got to meet Ron Jaworski. Awesome. Nice guy. On-card auto here. Cool photo of him running through the cheerleaders. This guy took an absolute beating. One of the toughest players This guy got his ass kicked by Lawrence Taylor so many times. Broken ribs, stay in the game. I mean, I always respected Jaworski. Eagles were not that good. I mean, yes, they made the Super Bowl, that one year, but after that, the Eagles were terrible. So much respect. A lot of people know him these days from his ESPN, being a commentator and all that. This one I picked up maybe last year, maybe a couple years ago. I've had it now. Nice National Treasures. I pulled this card. So it's out of only 10. So super rare auto. Just missed his jersey number. It's number 6. Ron Jaworski. How nice that card is. By the way, Eagle fans, listen, I mean, I'm doing this really for you. So, and anyone else too. Feel free to comment, honestly. Let me know what you guys think, even if you're not an Eagles fan. I would think you'd appreciate what you're seeing here. Well, maybe not, but it'd be cool to hear from you. Just let me know one way or the other. Here's another Jaws. Look at how freaking nice this card is. This is one of my all-time favorite cards. Look at that. Look at the shine on the Eagles. It's on card. I mean, you cannot find a better looking Eagles card than this, in my opinion. Look at that. It's out of. Yeah, 99. 89 of 99. I love this card. I mean, I saw this in somebody's case, and I'm like, yeah, I was going to buy it regardless. Freaking thing is. Eye appeal on this card is through the roof. It's out of Impeccable, so good job, Impeccable, with this card. All right, enough about that. Hold this one too. This is Donovan McNabb out of only 50, 40. What does it say there? Focus. 40. Eagle patch. McNabb. This is out of that 2007 Upper Deck. So that's pretty cool. Just the Eagles logo. Out of 50. Here's McNabb. Looks like we're getting into the McNabb portion. This was his Flair Showcase. His rookie there. Nice card, McNabb. By the way, anyone that has any hate of McNabb, you can just exit stage left. I will hear none of it. Huge McNabb fan. And the fact that Eagle fans, some in our fan base, never gave this guy the respect he deserves, have no credibility, in my opinion. Zero credibility as being a fan. So, you fall into that category. Feel sorry. Only because Donovan did more with nothing. The guy had nothing. No wide receivers. And brought him to 4 NFC championships and the Super Bowl. Now, the year with the Super Bowl, he did have Terrell Owens, yes. But that's my point. They finally got him a freaking wide receiver, and he went to the Super Bowl. Otherwise, he played with absolute garbage and put up the numbers he did. So, get off my McNabb soapbox. But we got more McNabb to go. I need to separate these right. We got a few more McNabbs here, folks. Okay, this will finish off. By the way, pre-McNabb, I was a Syracuse fan, so I was, unlike some morons in our fan base who booed him on draft day because they wanted Ricky Williams, which made absolutely no sense. That's what I mean about McNabb haters. They have no football IQ, or a very low one, because the Eagles had no quarterback. They wanted the Eagles to draft Ricky Williams, and we had Duke Staley. Just idiots. That would have been dumb. And they did pick the best quarterback in that draft by far. All right. I said I was off my McNabb soapbox. Now I love this card because obviously it's Donovan rookie in Syracuse jersey. This one's pretty cool, and you'll see some chipping over here, which is my fault. This card was mint. I'm the one who put those freaking chips on this card. I'll explain to you in a moment. This is a historical card, too. This is what really kind of sucks about it. This card, you see it's hand numbered on only 130. This is a card with McNabb's part of his draft hat, what he's wearing in his draft photo. There's a piece of the actual hat out of only 130. And what happened here with this white chipping, yes, I am a screw down person. I still prefer screw downs. People make fun of me because I haven't really gone to the magnetic stuff. I'm old school. I'm much more careful now because of this card and how I screw these down. You don't screw them down all the way. Keep them, don't tighten them all the way. And also, they've enhanced the thickness of the inlay for these screw downs. Back in the old days, they didn't really do that. And so when you screwed it down, you would, the card would make in contact with the card, the plastic. And having this card for 1999, 98, 99, for in a screw down for 20 years, whatever it was, when I finally went to unscrew it, some of the card came. My fault. I've learned from it, but it's too late for this card. I damaged it, but it's on me. So learn from it. I no longer screw everything down hard, and I also, make sure that it's in the proper protector so it's not, the surface is not touching. Anyway, learn the hard way sometimes. Here's a nice McNabb. This card's made out of wood, which is pretty cool. This is the contenders of 1999 contenders. Again, this card is made out of wood. The surface of this card is wood. There's McNabb's auto, which I've always criticized McNabb for his autograph. I don't know how you get Donovan McNabb on there. The only thing you can make out is the 5. He's got one of the worst autographs in the history of autographs. I don't know how any of that looks like Donovan McNabb, but that is his autograph because you'll see it on several others here. Come on. It's numbered out of 100, I believe. Yes, it is. Cool card. Here's his contenders auto, team color match green. One of my favorite cards. And you'll see there's his sloppy autograph again. Again, you can see the 5 in the middle there. That's about it. That's all you can make out. All the other stuff is Donovan McNabb. Maybe you can make out the D or the O, I guess, but I have no idea. I'd love to talk to him. I haven't met him once. I'll have to show you some of those pictures sometime. I have some outside of my PC collection. I have stuff like helmets and framed autographs and photographs with Eagles players. I'll probably do that in a separate video somewhere down the line. Just because stuff I'd have to take too hard to kind of show on here, but I'll do that someday. But I did meet McNabb. His rookie season. Have a picture, take a look. Anyway, it's still one of my favorite cards. Team color match auto McNabb. Here's his XPX. You can see his sloppy auto right at the bottom. Sorry, Donovan, but man, you deserve it with that kind of. That's right. And here's a cool one too. This one's not a rookie, but sweet spot signature. He signed his auto, sloppy auto on his helmet. Eagle helmet there. It's actually a helmet too. That part of the card is actually like a small plastic helmet piece, which is pretty cool. Thicker card. This one I do have the magnetic for. And it is out of, I guess it's not numbered. I thought it was. Not numbered. But a cool card, nevertheless. All right, folks, now we're moving along here. Those Dawkins fans in the audience going to be going to want to tune in. Going up shortly. By the way, I've sold quite a few. I mean, I used to have probably 10 Miles Sanders on-card autos, really rare autos. I've sold most of them. I think I got one left that I'm still selling. I've still decided to keep these, even though Miles has moved on. He's actually a Cowboy now. I really feel sorry for him. Well, he's always had one of the better. Unlike McNabb, I always like Miles' autograph. Again, I guess you could kind of still criticize and say, how do you get Miles Sanders out of that? I think his autograph at least looks cool. Here's his on-card contenders. Here's a really cool card. Again, I kept these last Miles because even though he's no longer here, I just really like the cards. This one's out of 99, on-card Miles Sanders auto. Here's another one. This is impeccable again with the three-color jersey patch on card out of only 75. And the last one I've kept is this one here again. It's got a nice patch there. It's out of 81. Numbered out of only 199. Another Miles Sanders. These are all rookie patch autos. So, you know, I'll spend a lot of time on him because he's no longer a bird. All right. I mentioned Brian Dawkins. Here we go. Brian Dawkins. These are just autographs, folks. Just autographs of Dawkins. I also have a signed mini helmet of Dawkins as well, but I don't have that. I mean, like I said, if I make a separate video with like those kind of odds and ends thing, Eagles stuff that I have, you'll see it in there. But let's start off with the Eagles, with the Dawkins autographs that are in my PC. One of my favorite all-time Eagle players. And I know he's a fan favorite for many Eagle fans. So this portion of the video, I'm sure you're going to like. Here we go. Start off with this one here. B-Doc out of 99. Panini. This is still sealed case. Highly revered autograph. And this is out of Vertex Football. I don't know if that's even around anymore. But anyway, there's the first Dawkins auto, 99. Here's an Obsidian. Got this at a show. I don't think I pulled any Dawkins autograph. Like, so all of these I have purchased one way or other. A lot of them on eBay. This one was at a show, I remember. Because people know I collect Dawkins, so I'll often have other dealers when they pull something Dawkins, especially autographs, come over to me. And this one's at only 10. It's about as rare as it gets. 5 out of 10. And it is a player worn material. So makes that card super awesome. I don't know who the heck keeps buzzing me. All right, here's another immaculate collection. This is the black eye patch. Eye black, I guess. The eye black auto, and it's written in gold here. This is out of only 22 out of 20. His jersey number backwards. 2. Another sweet card. Rare, right? Most of these are very low numbered. Here's another one. Immaculate. All-time greats. Obviously, Dawkins is in the Hall of Fame. I went down to Cooperstown, or not Cooperstown, wrong Hall of Fame. Went to Canton for the first time in my life to the Football Hall of Fame and was there for his swearing-in ceremony. Got to see his speech. I was there in person for that. I had to be there when Dawkins got into the Hall of Fame. And by the way, there's like 75% of the fans there for the entire swearing ceremony. You know, for all the other Hall of Famers that were in that year, including Ray Lewis. I would say maybe 75 is too high, but I think easily 65 to 70% of the fans there were Eagle fans. So we represented, and I did from Connecticut. 71 out of 75. B-Dog Auto. Another one. I used to have two of these. I just recently sold one, so I now only have one left. Brian Dawkins. This is one of my favorites too. Player Showcase. Just didn't really need to. Just decided to let one go. It's not on card. If I just said it was, it's not. Here's another. This is the Reflections Auto. The upper deck. This one's on card. This is that steel card out of what was it, Element, I think. Elements football with a steel card. On card auto. Dawkins there. The card is actually made out of like metal. Here's an all-time contenders. Optic. By the way, if anybody's thinking about, hey, you don't have any of these cards graded, well, it costs money obviously to grade everything. I usually spend my money grading cards that I'm looking to sell, which is why a lot of my PC cards are not graded. Eventually, over time, I will get to it, and some of them I have. The graded cards are coming up, so I do have some graded Eagles cards in my PC. So anyone wondering why I have all these are not graded, there's your answer. Something like this I would start to get graded. And a lot of these cards are all in really good shape, except for that one that I botched. Talk about. Here is the Sign of the Times. Dawkins on card auto. And here's a freaking nice one. Thick card. Extravagance. Out of only 25. And this is number 20 of 25. This jersey number. This was an eBay purchase. A while ago. Probably had this card 10, 15 years. 15 years. I don't know. Been a long time since I've had this card. Nice patch in there. On card auto of Dawkins. Enclosed is a player worn material. Guaranteed by Panini. So again, most of my, if not all, my game worn game jersey stuff, patch stuff, it's all game worn. 20 out of 25. It's cool to get his jersey card. All right, so that's the Dawkins autographs. By the way, let's see. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I do have 10. Right, I said 9s and the other 2, Eric Allen, Mike Quick. But Dawkins has 10. Still not done with Dawkins yet. Those are the autos. Now we have some other kind of cool, rare, interesting Dawkins stuff. Here is his Pro Bowl jersey card. So that's pretty cool. He wore this Pro Bowl jersey, authentic. It's out of Finest. That is pretty cool, right? I think it is. Yeah, sorry. Somebody stacked so high, I keep it in the camera. Here is another game jersey card, upper deck. And these are all game worn. Here is out of Topps Unique, out of 50. Game worn patch. Dawkins. There's another Pro Bowl jersey. I wanted to focus with you. Authentic player worn Pro Bowl jersey. B-Dog. This one I just picked up like a few weeks ago. I think I got it in trade or something. I think it was a trade I made. 75, the Topps Gold out of this year's Topps Chrome. And here's one of the huge prizes in the PC. Everybody's the rave about downtown, right? Downtown. Well, you know what? I own 2 downtowns. This is one of them. Yes, sirree, folks. The Brian Dawkins downtown. Yes, I'll give you a closer look at this one. I know how popular these downtowns have gotten. It is cool with the Eagle, Ben Franklin, the Liberty Bell, City of Philadelphia behind it. The Downtown of Brian Dawkins. This card's like $600 now, plus somewhere around there, 500-600, sometimes higher. Only to go and continue to appreciate as long as these downtowns continue to be sought after. Got this before they really took off. They were taking off when I bought this card, but I think it was a buddy of mine who had it, and I think I only paid 120 maybe for it. I've had it for 5 years or so, 4 years. So, but I'll get this one graded at some point. This is one of those ones that certainly will be graded. But for now, it's just comfortably sitting in my hands. All right, there's the Downtown. Here's some rookies. This is his Pacific collection. Those of you remember Pacific back in the day. Still in his Clemson jersey here, this rookie. Then we have his, still looking for these. It's hard to find these. This is his Topps Laser 96 draft picks rookie. And yes, before Dawkins wore number 20, he was number 24. Oh, trivia for you. There it is. It's proof. And here's one of the two refractors I have. These are super expensive, super hard to find, and even harder to find centered. As you can see, this one is not centered. It's definitely left to right. Top to bottom is actually really good, but left to right's off. Still a refractor, still hard to find, still very valuable. I'll show you the one that I have that is graded, that I'm disappointed in the grade because I thought it was a 10. I'll show you that momentarily. But anyway, here's a refractor of this Topps Finest. Still collecting these. Trying to find them as centered as I can. All right. So that will do it for the Dawkins card. Well, for the Dawkins cards. All right, now we're going to get to the current Eagles. So those Eagle fans out there that are like, oh, these cards are all great, but where the heck are the current Eagles? I know I've shown a few here and there, but someone out there probably trying to find out where Jalen Hurts are and some of these guys. So before I get to the current Eagles, let's show you these two. Remember I mentioned Charlie Garner earlier. And here's a couple more rare cards of Charlie. This one here, this is again one of the hard refractors, one of the early refractors from Finest. These are hard to get, super hard. This one's like really good, condition wise. A little bit off center, I think, left to right. I don't know. Center is actually pretty good too. This might be a card down the road I might get graded just because of even cards that are not really like sought after major players. Go for some decent money because these are the original refractors. Charlie was freaking awesome. I always tell people, anyone who's an Eagles fan that doesn't know how good this guy was, go to YouTube, punch in Charlie Garner highlights, right? And the rest of me, I don't need to say anything else. They let him go too soon, and he ended up having some really good years in Oakland Raiders and 49ers. He had some good years with the Eagles before they let him go, but they let him go way too soon. And I was a huge Charlie Garner fan. He's one of my all-time favorite Eagles, and he's a guy who, didn't have his best years. But it is what it is. Speaking of the Raiders, this one I picked up, only because it's just super rare. So here's a Garner. I don't know what this is called. I guess it's not super rare. It's out of 175. Yeah, I don't know why I picked it up. I'd rather have an Eagle uniform, obviously, but I still collect Garner stuff, Patience. All right, now current Eagles. Here we go. I know I showed you some Coopers early. Now let's show you some more. Here's a Cooper Laser bronze rookie. Here's a Cooper Auto. Cooper DeJean. Another Mosaic. Blue rookie. Here's another Cooper Auto. out of Absolute. Same picture. Here's a Josh Sweat, no longer with the Eagles. Now with the Cardinals, but it was just on the Super Bowl team. So again, if and when I do my second Super Bowl complete roster, it's Josh Sweat. JS, in other words. Out of only what's that, 40 something? Out of 49. Right, here is Josh Sweat again, his contenders rookie, Mr. JS. And here is Jalen Carter, folks. Certified rookie patch auto. Red. New beast. This one's numbered out of just 30. 27 to 30. Jalen Carter. And here's speaking of red, it's Jalen Carter Mosaic Red. Autographed by the Jalen Carter. All right, continuing on, folks. Here we go. How about a little DeMonta Smith? Here is a cool Prism team color match jersey auto rookie. Oh no, sorry, no auto jersey parts there of DeMonta Smith. Cool ass looking card, team color match, beautiful card, really thick. So there we go. One of those metal cards by Elements again. This one's the gold version. Autographed on card by DeMonta Smith, rookie. And I thought the golds were numbered, but apparently not. They're certainly rarer than the silver version that you saw earlier. How about a Reed Blankenship on Certified Potential? A little bit of Reed action. Another Reed Blankenship. This one I just picked up maybe a month or so ago. Month and a half ago. This is out of this year's Prism Silver Reed Blankenship. Here's Dallas Goedert, Contenders rookie. It's a relatively new pickup too. Maybe that's about a year. Dallas Goedert. Boss Hogs. See, so I do have some, Eagles in the Super Bowl collection. Autographs. Here's another one. Nolan Smith, rookie auto. Score. Now is the man on the line. We need him to continue to do what he does. Because now we have a Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, that both have moved on. BG is retired. Kobe Dean. We welcome him back probably midway through this season. He's come off a very serious knee injury. So Kobe, that's his blue mosaic auto. Rookie. All right. And now we move on to a guy that I think everybody knows, Mr. Jalen Hurts. You're like, hey, when do we get the Hurts? Well, here we go. The Hurts right now. Here we go. Here's a Hurts Orange Select rookie. Tyka. Oh, sorry. We're not through some others. I think that's not in order here. So the Hurts is so we'll get the Hurts. We'll get back to Hurts in a moment. Look at this one. It's one of my another favorite card of mine. Look how beautiful this card is. Because this card the eye appeal in this card is just a good job by Contenders. I love to compliment the companies that come out with some just amazing looking cards. This is another personal favorite of mine. Jordan Davis, rookie Contenders team color match autograph. And just what an awesome job they did with this card. Beautiful. Freaking beautiful. It is, I guess it's not numbered. It surprises me because of how beautiful the card is. So, anyway, another member of the Super Bowl team, Jordan Davis. All right, back to Devontae Smith. I didn't think I was finished with him. Pen Pals, rookie auto, out of Elite on card. Here we go. So, how about his Contenders Optic autograph? Got this at a card show. Rookie, by the way. Okay, now we're back to her. So let me get rid of Smith here. Yeah. All right, you saw the orange one. Let's go back to orange. Well, am I going to complete the rainbow? Maybe. Not really trying to. I just picked these up. But I'm getting close. I think I just got the purple the other day, too. Oh, that's in here. Anyway, we got the red here. And we got the red, white, blue. So 3 versions there. Someone will not stop freaking beeping me. All right, so last 4 all Jalen Hurts autographs. We'll start off all rookie autographs, by the way. Here is his National Treasures Field Pass on card rookie auto out of only 99. Super Bowl MVP. All right. This one I picked up in a cash trade deal at a show from a buddy of mine. Ricky Patch Auto, red, certified, out of 199. And these other 2 were eBay purchases back his rookie season. So Jalen Hurts rookie mosaic autographs. And his rookie scripts on mosaic autograph. All right. So I mentioned earlier how I have graded cards as well in my Eagles PC. We're almost finished for those of you that are eyes are starting to close. Hopefully not. I mean, Eagle fans, I would imagine, are enjoying this. Anyone else who's watching, I really appreciate you watching as well. Leave your comments. I'd love to see your comments. Really would. Let me know what your thoughts are on this Eagles PC. You know, even if you're not an Eagles fan, let me know what you guys think. Okay. Bear with me 1 second while I get the graded stuff, which is not a lot. I don't have, like I said, I focus on grading cards that I'm looking to sell, and obviously not looking to sell Eagles PC. So, but that being said, every time I do submit, sometimes I'll throw in a couple of my PC Eagle cards. So here we go. Give me 1 second. I'll just get a little organized here. All right. Here we go. There's 2 reasons why I have this. Number 1, I've already told you about how much of a Charlie Garner fan I am. Okay. Secondly, this was the first PSA Gem Mint 10 card that I ever owned. It's a 1994 Charlie Garner rookie. Exchange. Not worth a heck of a lot. But the fact that it was my first PSA 10, I got it on eBay, and it was Charlie Garner. That's a little bit of nostalgia now with this card. And obviously, I'm a Garner fan, so it's the Eagles PC. So this was my first PSA 10 card I ever owned. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but you know, some of these have a little bit of a story behind it. Here is this was an eBay purchase that when I got the card, you know, you never know with eBay, of course, it's always a gamble. But I try to do my due diligence as much as I can before I make a purchase on eBay. But you never know. Card looked really good though when I got it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to send this one in for grading, and it came back a 10. So you can still get some eBay purchases out there and have them gems. It's not impossible to do, although it is rare. Tough to do. So anyway, here's an AJ Brown rookie contenders autograph, AB on card, PSA 10. Next, speaking of AD, this one I thought should have got much better than a 9, and I still don't know why I got a 9 on this card. This is the Green Velocity team color match, even though he's his rookie season he was a Titan. So, when I say team color match, it obviously mentions the Eagles jersey now. But anyway, rated rookie, I thought this was a 10. I mean, I don't know why it got a 9. This thing is centered perfectly. I still wanted it to be in an SGC. Older those of you who see my grading reveals will have talked about how I prefer some cards in SGC over PSA. Most of the ones are like this, refractors or stuff like this. I just think that the Tux eye appeal is way better than PSA. However, now with the changes with SGC, my thoughts have changed on that. I'll do probably maybe a future video on that. But I don't know how much more grading I'll do with SGC going forward. We'll see. I'm really disappointed in some of the things I've heard, and obviously Pete stepping down was a huge hit for me. But we'll see. Either way, this is going to remain in the SGC. Again, because of the eye appeal. I don't necessarily agree with the grade, although I do think SGC is a very fair grading company, probably the best. At least they were, in my opinion. Anyway, more to come on that. How about some Nick Foles? This was an eBay purchase. PSA 9. Oh no, I got it raw. This was raw. I did grade it. It came back a 9. So I did grade this one. I don't know why I came back a 9, honestly. No white on the green border. Looks centered. But PSA gave it a 9. Either way, Nick Foles contenders rookie auto. You saw this one ungraded because I did have it raw. It's like one of the first cards that I showed you in the batch that I had. The quote unquote lower end stuff. Probably gonna send it one for grading too. I do like these cards, and certainly I think the green and black is really sharp. I don't know why it's with a gem. Almost did. Looked good to me when I sent it in, but for some reason SGC didn't want to give it an extra 0.5. Anyway. Future Hall of Famer Jason Kelsey, team color match green. All right, I showed you the Reggie White rookies earlier. It's the highest graded Reggie that I have. Again, as we all know, those of you who've been collecting, this is a very popular set because Jerry Rice's rookie's in it, Steve Young's rookie's in it, and obviously Reggie White's rookie's in it. And very, very hard to get centered. Very hard to get, for not having the corners brown or the edges. Centering is really tough. They're all over the place this year. Got an 8.5, so I'm continuing to try to find, the higher grades. But right now, my highest stands at 8.5 currently. With my Reggie rookie. Here's a McNabb. I don't know how this one did not 10 either. This is maybe it's a 10 right to left, maybe a 10. But man, I think this one should have gemmed. This is the Topps Chrome rookie Donovan McNabb refractor. Beautiful looking card, sharp in the SGC. This is one I might crack out and send a PSA someday. We'll see. Here's another one that I, again, think should have been a 10. This is the Bowman Chrome refractor review McNabb. Card looks freaking perfect to me. But SGC, maybe it's a little top to bottom. Maybe. Maybe. Either way, McNabb. Rookie, Bowman Chrome Refractor. Another, I mean, this grader that I think these all went the same submission. Another 9.5. This is the Rookies and Stars Signature Series. Rookie auto out of just 150 on card. Donna. This one I bought. I think it was eBay purchase. Or was at a show. This is the you saw the green color match earlier. This is the red, speed red version of the rookie auto out of Contenders. Back at 9. Centering 9.5, corners 9, edges 8.5. They don't like the edges of this card. Surface 9. Now you get this one great. Like I said, it was a purchase and I think I got it on eBay. Maybe it was a show. I forget. Long time ago. Here is the, this is another one I thought was graded low. I don't know why this came back at 9. Look at the centering on this card. Centering, the shine. How is this card at 9? It's another possible one I might send to PSA. So, very possible. I don't know how this is not. How is this a 9? How is this a 9? There's no scratches on it. I mean, this thing for a chrome is freaking perfect. No refractor lines. Corners are sharp. I mean, everything's sharp on it. I haven't looked at the card in a while. That's what I'm getting. You probably tell me a little aggravated talking about it. Like, how's that a 9? Ridiculous. Here's a Cunningham 9. I probably thought it should have been a little higher, but you know, something like this, they probably grade a little more stricter. It's a tough set to 9 because there's a lot of print marks, fish eyes. You know, you saw the other one I showed you earlier that had like a print mark on the bottom here. That otherwise the card's made, except it's got a little ink smudge or something going on there. But I thought this should be at least a 9.5, you know, or a 10. But I don't know. Give it a 9. Here's a 10. Spectra Green Scope. What do they call it? What do they call it? Neon Green Prism. Okay. This is out of 35. Let's see what number must be on the back. I'll show you that in a moment. Anyway, this one did 10 for me. Spectra Rookie Neon Green Prism Devontae Smith team color match. Look how freaking beautiful this card is. And again, this is one reason why I like SGC for this kind of looking card, because this black tux background and this type of card, look at the freaking eye appeal on this. You cannot get this type of look at a PSA. Sorry. Can't. You cannot. So the 35 is on the back. So there it is. 1 of 35. 1 of 35. Okay, speaking of team color matches, we have not one, but 2. Jalen Hurts team color match. Look how beautiful these cards are in this tux. Both 10s, both green prisms, team color matches. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And, you know, I got 2 from the 10. These are obviously his rookie green prism team color match cards. So 2 10s there. Certainly, certainly nice. Next up, it's another one of those selects. See what I mean? I have almost all of them. I don't have graded like this one. This is a 10. Die cut purple. You saw the ones that I have in raw earlier. I think I might have a rainbow. It's weird. Not trying to get it, but apparently I almost have it. This one I picked up at a show. the black silver rookie prism. Just a really nice card. This one also, again, I think would look better in a SGC, but this one happens to be a PSA. And don't worry. I know the whole value stuff and all that. But what's happened to SGC recently is the changes. I'm not going to be tooting the horn for SGC. I don't think as much anymore. It's really unfortunate for the hobby and for SGC fans out there. Speaking of SGC, here we go. Here's a 10 green ice team color match. Ryan Dawkins again. Need I say more? This card looks freaking awesome at the Tux. Okay. And how about another one? So those two. So you don't think it's the same card. And they are. So I've gotten two of them to 10. Here's the refractor Topps finest rookie I was talking about. How is this only a 9? This is one I may crack out and send a PSA because again, it's hard to get these centered, and this one's freaking centered. I actually peeled it off too. This one did have the peel on it. I decided to peel it, so that's how I know this card has not even been touched on the surface. And they only get a 9. Now, it may not be perfectly centered, but again, for this set, it's pretty damn close. It might be a tad left to right. Look at top bottom looks good, but still, this is one that's a candidate for me to send a PSA. All right, we're almost finished here, folks. Thanks for sticking with me. Let's go to some autographs. More Dawkins autographs, actually. So I said I had 10 of them that are ungraded. So here is a Prism Silver auto, and I don't know how this did 10, but just fell short. Maybe it's top to bottom. Might be bottom to top there. Left right looks good. Might be a little high. Probably what it is there. Now look at it. Probably a fair grade. 9.5. Ask you guys' opinion on this one here, because here's a 9.5 Dawkins. I bought this at a show. And it was actually even after I already had the card once. I just like the card so much I bought it over. So this is HGA, folks, who I was a huge fan of. Some of my early videos, I probably talk about them a lot, and they ended up busting out. Again, same thing that happened to SGC. The owner who was the guy that was really had me believing in the company, ended up selling it off, and everything went downhill, including the company after that. So I can see the same thing happen to SGC, unfortunately. Even more so with them, because SGC wasn't really. They were like the little engine that could during the pandemic that was trying to make a mark, and they really did with their labels. Like they were the first grading company that had the custom labels to kind of give more eye appeal to the card. And I do still love their slabs. I mean, their slabs are still very, very eye appealing, but I obviously haven't used HGA in years. But here's why I wanted to see your opinion, right? So you saw that one there. Now I'll show you the same grade, same card in a SGC, which I also still think it looks great. The black and blue and silver and all that still look awesome in the Tux. Again, PSA slab won't make these cards look anywhere near as good as even SGC or HGA, in my opinion. You just can't get an eye appeal like this. Sorry, the PSA, which has always been my drawback, folks. But they are the Kleenex of tissue paper. I understand it. But two awesome Dawkins, same card, two different grading companies, beautiful cards. And we're going to finish the video with something that's not a card per se. it's just something I'm going to show. And like I said, I'm going to do probably another video at some point with just my sort of my Eagle stuff that is non-card. So like autograph helmets, framed photos, personal photographs, stuff like that that I've had with the Eagles. Because I think that's pretty cool too, you know. All right. So give me 1 second here, and I'll show you the last item. This is a custom-made card, and I'll give the guy props who did it. I actually got to set a show. A friend of mine who picked it up because he knew I was a Dawkins and Eagles fan. So it's just some kind of customized. But look how cool this is for customized. Look how much work somebody did to put this card together. I don't know if it's a card. I guess it is. I don't know what it is. More like a display. Look at the old Eagle logo, Brian Dawkins. It's Shivas Cards and Customs. I don't know if they're still around because I've had this for like a few years now. But Shivas, Shibus. I'll give them a shout out here. It's a 101 booklet. Okay, so they only did this one. And they autographed it on the back. So Shivas Cards and Customs. Apparently they have, they have a smart code or whatever as well. So I don't know if they're still in business. You can tell me. But anyway, more than willing to put his business out there because look at this work. Beautiful. So if you got a favorite team, favorite player, look up these guys up and see if we could put something like this up together. And that's it. That's how I'll finish things off. So thank you for watching my Philadelphia Eagles PC second edition because the last one I did was 4 years ago. There's a lot of additions to it. Some of those cards were in the first set of videos 4 years ago, certainly. But there's been a lot that's been added to it. And more to come. Always looking for Eagles stuff. So anyone watching this, you got some kind of rare Eagles stuff that you think I may be interested, let me know. All right. Thank you again for watching. We're almost just under 2 hours. I was able to get it in. That was a long video. You guys can watch this, when you're, in increments if you want. So shout out to my Eagles and Eagle fans watching. Let's go Birds. We got a championship to defend. Season kicks off against Dallas. Less than about a week now. So, all right. Thank you all again for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Okay, hit the button before you leave, and we'll catch you all later. Thanks again for watching. Ruckscards signing out.